Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another video. This is the Bible series. You are in the midst of a whole lot of knowledge. I'm pretty sure some of you already know, some of you didn't know, different little things that I'm throwing in. But hey, if it's starting a conversation, then that is ultimately the goal. So, this one right here, I know when you seen the title, you was like, oh, I done seen this one several times. Well, maybe you have, but there's a different perspective that I have here. Now, the Ten Commandments is something that has a beautiful psychological meaning behind it that many don't think about. Now, what can we say in particular about these Ten Commandments? Well, the one thing that is certain about it is it seems to have a moral compass to it that is imprinted in every human being's DNA. Regardless whether you would like to admit this or not, it's written in your DNA. Because naturally, even a child knows when it's doing right or wrong, whether someone tells them they're doing it or not. I think it was something that the Most High had to do. Wrote it these particular rules out that every human being is to follow. And the funny thing about it is, whether you're atheist, Christian, Quran, Hindu, whatever you want to call religion, we all adhere to these 10 rules that human beings are supposed to abide by. Now, as you can see, I have them all listed right there. We don't have to go over them because most of us as human beings, we either never practice these particular things, or we have practiced these particular things but understood the wrongness in them and tried to not participate in these things anymore, or we struggle with these things daily but understand the meaning behind them. And while everybody follows 9 commandments, because we don't, you don't want to steal, you don't kill, you don't this, you don't that, you don't lie on people, blah, 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 blah. But there's one. It's the 4th one. Remembering the Sabbath day and keeping it holy. That is one that the human being is not keeping. Now, if you keep the Sabbath day holy, then this particular video isn't for you. But if you're one who doesn't know about the Sabbath day, then you gotta think about it from a perspective of biblical times and not of human being times. See, human being times, we put numbers on time now. But in biblical time, it was sun up, sundown. Sun up, sundown. If you count the days, you will end up with Saturday being the 6th day. So if it's the 6th day, what do you mean? What are you talking about? So what is Sunday? There's several interesting theories to that. Now, the interesting theory that some people come up with, and overlooking over scrolls and understanding mythology from Greek and Babylonian and Egyptians, that Sunday is a day that was given to a sun god or sun goddess as a day of worship. Now, I don't know if that's particularly true. I will leave that for you to do your own decision making about that particular subject. But what I will say is that it is the 4th commandment. Now, I'm also a firm believer in that as long as you're giving the Lord a day of worship, that, that's all that really matters. I'm a firm believer in that as well. But I'm also a firm believer in what's true and what has been structured and programmed for us to do. Now, what do we know about Sunday? The Catholic Roman Church is the most powerful religious organization in the world. They once dispatched Knight Templars, and some people believe they still do to this day. From what they say, the Pope is the closest human being there is to God. I know that's quite amusing, but I'm simply just giving you what it is that is believed. Now, now, the Pope, back in 13, 27, 29, somewhere, look it up, he decided to change church to Sunday. Now, with this particular move, I don't really know why. I wasn't around back then. You wasn't around back then. We don't know. We can only look at what's archived to find out why the decision was made for the Roman Church to decide that Sunday is the official day. But I'm telling you now, if you read your word, Sabbath day is a very important day to the Most High God. I think it would be important to me if I could, Lord, don't get mad at me, Lord, but I just want to put yourself, I just want to put myself in your shoes for a moment, just to give the people something, if you don't mind, Most High God. Now, when I think about this perspective, I say to myself, if I was the Most High God, you mean for 6 days my spirit slaved all over this earth, making all the animals, all the fish, whales, sharks, guppies, shrimps, crawfish, catfish, cheetahs, lions, bears, tigers, oh my. Then I made the cypress, timber, redwood, cedar. Then I made the Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Mississippi River, Nile River, Amazon River, Euphrates and Tigris rivers. I made all this stuff. Shoot, just me explaining all this stuff kind of got me a little bit winded. So I know his spirit was like a little rested. So he rested. He said, look at all I did. Whew. There ain't no God greater than me because I'm the best of all I done did. Look at how I done made all this stuff, man. I can rest and chill. Good. Let me go and kick my spirit feet up and just look at all I did. Look at all these planets, stars, and everything. Got these angels ready to do what I said because they all bowed except for one of them, but he got free will. So, we're going to see how that works out because I give all my human being creation free will. But the one thing that I want them to do is just remember me as their creator and that they give me the Sabbath day. Don't work. Don't make nobody else work. Don't make your animals work. Nothing. Just kick back, relax, and just be one with me. The Sabbath day refreshes one's body. Just does so many different things for the spirit. Then you decide that you don't even want to do that no more. You're gonna pick another day. Like what I said don't matter. There's a lot of you watching this video, you're not gonna like what I said. I mean, because there's several people that practice this. I mean, there's the 7-day Adventists, then you got the Islamic people, then you have the people who read the Torah. Most of all the people on the East practice this but us. I mean, there's some of us that do practice this. So, At the end of the day, this video is not to hurt your feelings or to trigger you, but if you got triggered, then hey, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, 40 days, 40 nights, 3 days, 3 nights, 20 days, 20 nights. Every time you read it says that. Days and nights, days and nights, days and nights, days and nights. Add it up. Then you'll see. We say that everything else is a social construct. We say that everything else is predicated on structure and programming and all this, that, and third. Well, consider that one of the many things we can add to the pile. Now that we've added all these constructs to the pile, the whole time throughout this Bible series, I plan on going through the pile of social constructs and pulling out the things that we need to pay attention to throughout this Bible series. It's a very important thing that we must do, because we have to start examining all things. We cannot dismiss everything just because we found out something was this or something was that. As the old people always say, we can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you again for tuning in. Now, I know when you looked at this 10 Commandments video, you thought you was going to hear a whole bunch about all the ones we know about, but these are practically things that human beings practice and don't mind practicing these type of habits. But the particular one that we don't practice is the 4th commandment. Don't allow these mainstream pastors who want your green. See their eyes? It be green with money signs. The same way on that Jamie Foxx episode, when it had the green money eyes, same particular process here. When Jesus got on the cross, Yeshua was on the cross. He didn't change every single thing that the Most High said through his blood. He just fulfilled a specific prophecy. But the rules of engagement remain the same. Do not get confused and mixed up. Because I'm going to end it like this. It says that money is the root of all evil. And one thing we know is, for the love of money, human beings will lie, steal, kill, destroy. That goes for the ones who we look at and say and make judgments on them being capable of doing those processes. Then we have the other ones, our politicians, our public figures, those different people who we want to trust in good conscience not to do those type of things. But understand that everyone has their price, and some people have already sold. So don't allow these things you're hearing to confuse you. Look up the knowledge for yourself. You are already keeping 9 commandments. Now look up that one that's number 4. I appreciate you again. I'm Chris the Rebel. This is another Bible series video. I appreciate you again for tuning in. I'm out.